Yes, guys. Hello and welcome along to another All for United 3-point preview. And do you know what? We're just going to bat this one right straight at the tin. Because, boys, what's the point in doing a preview if we're not looking forward to 3 points?
Points!
Bloody points!
Hey, but we're at home. We don't do that.
Yeah, we do now. Apparently, anyway. This is another 3-point preview ahead of this weekend's game against Arsenal. Of course, it's a lovely Sunday evening fixture, refereed by Mike Dean. It's like the good old days, isn't it? I cannot wait for this. It's going to be a good one. It's going to be Ollie ball against Arteta ball, and who will come out the winner. For the next week, we'll be talking about two inexperienced managers and ex-players who are now managers, and can they do it tactically all frigging over again. So instead of us doing that, we're going to talk about some different things. So please get involved in the comments, get involved with the show, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and let's have a bloody good debate for 20 minutes or so, shall we, about Manchester United v Arsenal. And I want to start with point number one. And I probably should go to Karthik first on this because he was waiting for this moment. And when the news came out and the team was put out there of the diamond formation, he told me he went through about 6 boxes of tissues between the lineup being announced and kickoff of the game. That's literally how excited. That's Mate, when he scored 5, I said 6.
But Ben, we should have had a penalty as well, so that would have been the 6th.
Well, yeah,
there you go.
But I want to do this first bit, and I've after watching the reaction from you guys last night, I've called it Diamonds Are Forever because I think there's going to be a big call for us to play this formation again. However, I like the fact that Ollie has tinkered around with his formations the last few games, depending on the opponent that we faced and how they've played, which I think just goes to show. Oh, I hate using this phrase, but Ollie's got tactics. So let's hit on it, shall we? Let's talk about the diamond formation, Karthik. We'll come to you last. Joe, what did you make of the formation and the way we played with it against Leipzig?
You lot love that.
I love that so much. Yeah. You're such an easy man to upset, and it brings joy to everyone else in the house. Look, I was like a lot of stock was put into the diamond formation by certain people in this conversation, plus people on Twitter as well. So when it got announced last night we were doing that, I was excited, but I was also a bit apprehensive because I was like, this doesn't work out. Where do we go from here? But it has to be said, last night was filled with so much joy. Like when we brought people, like just the entire game, we controlled Leipzig. They had really one chance where De Gea made a really good save on it, and outside that, it was grand. And we just bossed the entire game. We let them have the ball when we want them to have the ball, and then we hit them when we wanted to hit them. Obviously, Donny van de Beek had a very good game, but the tempo went up when Bruno came in, who almost replicated that wonderful goal that Martial had against City, where he just did a little dinky free kick and then almost, but if he was on the field maybe 2 minutes, that was literally his first touch. If he was on the field maybe 2 minutes longer, he might have actually worked out. But like the tempo went up when he came on, and when Rashford comes on, Sir Marcus Rashford putting away a hat-trick in 15 minutes, and then I just can't get over this. He was on a hat-trick and he gave it away and allowed Martial to score. The feeling across the camp is great. We played exceptional football against Leipzig last night. We in that diamond formation, and for me, I know Kartik has different ideas on this because he's an awkward fella. But diamonds are forever, and it began with Leipzig and it will end with a Champions League trophy.
I think it's really interesting because my main concerns about playing a diamond were always the protection of our fullbacks, and I actually think that our fullbacks probably had, between the both of them, their best games in the United shirt this season, and probably one of the best games Luke Shaw has actually played for United. I think if you go back and watch Luke Shaw on his own, I think he was terrific to a man last night, which was really, really pleasing to see. And also another thing, Leipzig changed the way they played during the game. We really didn't. We didn't change our formation until at the end when we threw Cavani on. We stuck with the formation with that diamond midfield, so to speak. And Leipzig, obviously, we started off with 3 at the back or 5 at the back, whatever you want to call it. The 1 man up top and the 2 across the middle of the park. Then they reverted back to like the 4-1. 4-1, I think, at one point. And again, we bossed it. We still managed to keep a strong hold in that midfield. So Temi, I'll come over to you on the diamond formation. It's good to see that we managed to keep our shape, and the shape worked no matter what the opposition did against Leipzig last night.
Yeah, I think that the diamond formation is going to be something that we can put into that arsenal of formations that Ollie wants to use. Obviously, the formations he's used in his tenure so far are, in the beginning as a interim manager, he played that 4-3-3. Then he moved to the 4-2-3-1 pretty much exclusively last year. And then we got sprinkles of the 3-5-2. And then we had the one game against Everton where we went with the diamond and it was a 1-1 draw. But this diamond, I think what it really does is plays to our strengths, which is that midfield. When we have four midfielders in there and we can kind of win back the ball quicker, they're not so spread apart, as opposed to when we play that 4-2-3-1. I feel like Pogba and Bruno are so separate from each other. I think this narrow formation allows us to, one, again, play our midfielders. Two, it eliminates the quote unquote wide players. In that 4-2-3-1 we play with either Greenwood on the right or Dan James or Mata. We don't have wingers. We don't have enough wingers in the squad. So why not, play a diamond formation where we get our best midfielders on the pitch, or we play a 3-5-2. So I'm not. Obviously, we win 5-0, so everyone's going to be excited about that result last night. But keep it into context. I think this is one of two of our best formations, which is the 3-5-2 and now this diamond formation. It definitely serves us well. I think Leipzig played into our hands a little bit. Let's call a spade a spade. One thing you don't do against us is try and play football against us, because we will burn you and for those mistakes, for those things. I don't know what Nottingham was thinking, trying to take the game to us. But if anyone who knows Manchester United knows, if you sit down against a low block, we struggle. So I'm curious to see what Arteta is going to do against us. Is he going to sit back, soak up pressure? Then I'll be curious to see how we look in that diamond formation.
Yeah, it's interesting. He likes playing football, doesn't he, Arteta? And obviously, I think what is quite promising, if we were to play this formation again and play the way we played tonight, Arsenal do tend to play three at the back with two defensive wing backs. So actually, it could be again a formation that does work against Arsenal. I think you're right there about being able to get obviously more of our better players on the pitch in terms of our midfielders, and also the fact that we don't have very good wingers at the club. Also, do you know the one thing that excites me, Tammy, about this is the fact that we don't have to keep converting our decent strikers into frigging wingers with this formation. We can actually play them up top. I don't know about you, Joe and Tammy, but I feel like we've said all we needed to sound the diamond formation, so we should probably chop.
Keep going. Yeah, I'm fine with this.
Let's move on.
Everything is covered. Yeah.
Did it live up to your expectations?
100%. Tammy said in his,
so
no, I'm not done. I'm putting my foot down. I'm not done. This diamond is beautiful. Right? Okay. No. Tammy said it in his preview last night. He said, The amount of times I've said that we want this diamond, we have to win, otherwise there's just no hope for us anymore. And we went and won 5-0, so I look like a bloody genius right now. No, as he said, the strength is our midfield. It allows us to just keep the ball so much better. We struggled with it in the first half a little bit, admittedly, when they pressed us, and Arsenal are likely to do the same. But I think we started to grow into the system. Obviously, this is the first time we've played it with these players, so it's going to take a bit of time. But I do think that is the best way we should set up. And you talk about, I see loads of comments saying, how are we going to get width? Our fullbacks aren't the best going forward. Well, number one, they played all right today, including Luke Shaw. Yes, I've said it.
Ooh.
Two, your forwards are used to playing, as Ben said, as wingers already, so they can provide width as wide forwards. So there's absolutely no problem, and you can adapt it to whoever you play. So let's play the diamond. Diamonds are forever. Let's go.
I love that. I love it. I want to keep actually on this topic just for a minute, Joe. Just let's sort of put ourselves in the moment here. We've seen Ollie, as I mentioned at the start, play about with a couple of different formations. We know in the bigger games, and we can still class Arsenal as that. I mean, depends who you are.
Yeah.
Ollie does like to go three at the back and change it up again. Do you think he needs to stick with this formation against Arsenal? Or do you think if he changes it up again, it's still not a problem? Where's your head at with seeing us play all these different ways tactically?
Yeah, look, my opinion is that I'm starting to realize he actually knows what he's doing. We discussed last night that he is growing as a manager and his team is adapting to the players he's going to come up against. Because he has better players at his disposal that he can bring in to play whatever formation he wants to play. So I'm kind of like, I'm fine no matter what he wants to do. I would like him to stick with the diamond because I feel like that is a really solid way to go and it can get the best out of our best players. But if he decides to make a different change when we're going into it, I've got a lot of faith now. Like over these past 3 games where we played 3 very different teams and played with 3 very different teams to combat that, I am fine with kind of whatever. If he played 10 up front and, 1 goalkeeper, I'd be like, there's probably a reason for that. Let's give him a chance, But I hope he goes with the diamond. I feel like that's the way it is going to go with this because it's the best way to counteract Arsenal. But I think he'd be giving Arsenal too much respect if he plays 3 at the back because I don't think their attackers are as strong as PSG's. So I don't think we need to be that cautious with them.
Yeah, good points well made. Temi, over to you, mate. Just quickly on this diamond midfield. Right now, who do you say are the 4 who need to play if Oddy does keep up with this? You're muted as well, by the way, mate, just in case you didn't know.
Yeah. I think that the 4 he's going to play is going to be, in his absolute best, it's Bruno's going to come in at that number 10 for Donny. Then it's going to be Fred, Pogba, and Matic. And there's going to be in there. You hardly play your best 11 every week because of injuries or fatigue or different things like that. But I think if he's picking up 4, I think he's going to pick Bruno, Pogba, Fred, and Matic, and make a diamond midfield 2 up top. Those 2 preferred will be Martial and Rashford. And then we have our traditional back 4 that we played pretty much all last year. On the point of what he's going to do against Arsenal, it's going to be, I don't know. Obviously, we've played 3 different formations in 3 games. So I'm like Joe said, I'm just gonna rock with him. I'm gonna rock with him on what he decides to do. You feel me? He's done okay. It's been a pretty damn good week for him. Pretty damn good week, especially considering where we were 2 weeks ago. Because oh my goodness, it felt like the sky was gonna fall in on us. But yeah, I think if I was him, I'm torn because they're gonna play 3 at the back. They've been struggling to get goals. So do we go a little more offensive? Like Joe said, do we respect that? Do we not want to show them too much respect and play 3 center backs? Mm-hmm. It's going to be a tough one. But if I was a betting man, I think he runs that diamond back again. You can't switch formations after you beat someone 5-0. It's just
yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. But then again, also, we put in a convincing performance against PSG with that formation and Axel at the back, and he twisted it back round, didn't he? So who blooming knows? I think also looking at it too, and no matter how he sets up, we've got to play against Arsenal on a counter-attack. If I remember right, the defeat against Liverpool, first goal was a counter-attacking goal, and then Liverpool just went on to boss the game. They didn't really get, I know they got a goal in that game and made it 1-0, but they went 1-0 up, and then Liverpool equalised on a counter-attacking goal. They lost against City, and that was a counter-attacking goal, and against Leicester, again, a goal on a counter-attack, Jamie Vardy. So whatever happens, we've got to try and get fast players in attacking positions. And actually, maybe that's where this might be a game for Van der Beek. A little bit of quality passing through from the midfield up top. But then again, we can't lose the work horses within the team as well, because I think actually they're what are making a difference right now. And I think watching Van der Beek tonight, and this is no discredit to him, he struggled initiating the press. However, to his credit, he blocked the passing lanes. But when as a team you're looking to press and 2 players are pushing up and actually the person who's meant to be leading it isn't, it all falls to shit. So, it's one of those, it depends what Ollie wants. If he wants Van der Beek to sit back a little bit more, cut out the passing lanes, and just when he gets the ball, just that flash bit of quality, this is where he could work best for United. But at the moment, I'm not convinced it is as a number 8. I do think that at the moment he's a 10, and he's got a lot to learn to get into the starting lineup as an 8. But we'll come on to that in a minute, I'm sure. Karthik, just quickly, talking about Arsenal. If we were to play this diamond formation, is there any doubt in your mind about this working against Arsenal? Is there anything you've seen from Arsenal this year that makes you think that actually we've got to take a look at their past performances and adapt to them now as well, instead of playing a winning side, a winning lineup like Temi just said there, in terms of we've just smashed a great team 5-0?
Yeah, I think you have to think about it a little bit more than just we've just won 5-0, so automatically it's a good system. I do think it is a good system. I think what will be more important against Arsenal is the personnel. because Arsenal so far they are playing good football under Arteta. You can't deny that. So it is something that we have to be careful of. So just looking at what the average shape is going into a game, I think they switch between a 4-3-3 and a 3 at the back. It's never anything more adventurous than that. They usually just, I think it's Xhaka that they slot into the back 3. So they will look to play football, and as Temi said, we tend to be all right against those kind of teams. If they come to us and go, you know what, we're going to try and play some football, we're going to try and play through you, I think we should be okay. I'd like to see us keep Fred in the team. I know we might touch on him a bit later on, but I think he's the key to this diamond working, because you need a bit of balance between a creative player, your 10, and your 6. You need one in the middle there that's going to be a little bit of both. You link up between the two. And I think Fred does that fantastically. So I think that's the key part of it. Whether Donny keeps his place, I'm not sure, because possibly against Arsenal, you need a little bit more than what he gives. Now, he is a fantastic player, and I keep saying the positions he gets himself in are fantastic. I don't think he's ready to be the 10 just yet. In my opinion, I reckon he could be that box-to-box in the 8. I don't know about the rest of you guys, but I think Bruno in the 10 is what we need against Arsenal. In other games, I'd like to see us line up with a similar midfield that we did last night, because I said it on the post-match reaction. That is probably not our best midfield on paper, but it's probably our most balanced midfield, and that's so key.
It's interesting what you say on Van der Beek, actually, because when you watch him sometimes, and I was watching him today, and maybe you guys will completely disagree with me here, but at times when you watch him, and as we talk about the press and stuff like that, and him not being able to initiate it, almost looks like he doesn't work that hard on the pitch. Yeah, if you look at his statistics, he ran nearly 5K in that first half. Like, putting in mind, players average out like 8 to 10K a game. Like, that was a tremendous showing from him in that first half, a massive effort. So yeah, I mean, I'm really torn on Van der Beek at the moment. My personal opinion, and I know you guys spoke about it on the podcast, which people should go back and listen to from earlier on this week. My personal opinion on him is he needs time to settle, he needs time to grow, he needs time to develop. And let's remember, like, first and foremost, when he signed to be a backup to Bruno Fernandes. That's what we thought we were getting. And now he's being that. Let's not diminish or even disrespect how great it is to have someone of that quality coming in for Bruno Fernandes if we need to rest him, which I think brings me perfectly on to when Bruno Fernandes came on last night.
My God.
When you watch someone who's world class, you just know it from their touch. Just that first touch, don't you? I just think the fact his first touch last night was that dink, that attempt. He's next level, isn't he, Bruno Fernandes?
Bruno Fernandes is like absolutely beyond exceptional. Like we used to worry that I say used to worry. He hasn't been even at the club for a year, but like we used to worry that like when he wasn't at his peak, that we didn't play football properly, because that's how good he was. Because when he's the best, when he is at his best, he is the best player on pretty much any pitch. So last night when he came on to replace Donny, I felt that he needed to make a performance, because I thought Donny did quite well, but like he needed to come on and do something to show that he's still the top dog. And I just thought, like, his assist for Rashford's goal, the little dink for the free kick, just thinking outside the box. I just think with him, anything is possible. And we need as many players like him as possible. We need him just to be happy and wonderful, because when he's wonderful, we're all happy. So, Bruno for life, Bruno for president. He is beyond exceptional.
Temi, that no-look pass to Rashford for his goal, which they nearly cancelled out for offside. It's just immaculate. He's a fantastic footballer, isn't he?
Yeah, I think I think we need to appreciate our players more. You know what I'm saying? I put out a tweet, like, there's almost like a contingency of fans we have that like want to knock down some of our other players to build up the other ones. You know what I'm saying? Like, Bruno he would start in pretty much any team in the world right now. Pretty much any team in the world right now, if we're being honest. You mentioned it earlier, Ben. Let's leave alone the qualities he has. His ability to press while still holding, keeping that top line quality is so underrated. I think that he's a breath of fresh air. He really is a breath of fresh air. We've been asking for this type of player who's brave, in that position. And we're getting it. We're getting it. And I think as United fans, there's going to be times where he tries things that's going to frustrate you, and he's going to have games where he loses the ball too much, but leave that alone. He does things that other players just don't do. It's that simple. It's that simple. We gotta. When he came on, the game, there was just a different energy level that was brought forth. So we got to just give him the credit for what he's doing. He's a leader, obviously, in that dressing room already. And he's leading not only just by his word, but by example. So you got to give him credit for that.
Yeah, like spot on, Temi and Karthik. I mean, we've been graced with so many quality players, but I think we know when we've got someone special. And in terms of Bruno Fernandes, when I watch him play as a football fan, you appreciate world-class players differently to players who are just good, or players who have got a bit of quality. Bruno Fernandes, for me, sticks out week in, week out for the quality he possesses. What have you made of his impact at the club since coming in, Karthik?
I mean, the instant comparison a lot of people say is it has a real Cantona vibe, and I wish I was around at the time when Cantona first joined the club, because that felt like a really, like almost ominous time that, something big was happening, and that's the feeling we're getting with Bruno at the minute. It's just like he can't do anything wrong, and he's so evidently carrying the rest of the team and pushing them for. And it's just like, this guy's a bit ridiculous, and it's like the way I put it is, when I'm coaching my football team and I see a player and I think, wow, he's brilliant, and then I think, well, I'm disamazed by this guy. Imagine if I had the ability to go and have maybe one training session with Bruno Fernandes. I think we really downplay the quality of some of these players just because we see them on a regular basis and they're so readily available, and also they're up against players of similar quality as well. Mm-hmm. We really don't appreciate their skill sets enough, and honestly, Bruno Fernandes, he cannot do anything wrong. His work ethic is second to none in this team. His ability is he's easily our best player in the team, I think. Mm-hmm. And he's a beautiful man as well.
He is a very beautiful man.
I'm in love with him.
He's in the middle of his prime as well. He's 26. We've got years of Bruno Fernandes, which is so exciting.
But Ben,
go on.
Sorry, it's not just Bruno Fernandes. Like, Greenwood is 19. How is Marcus Rashford 22? Like, that is mind. I know we're having a Bruno love in right now, but like someone just said that on Twitter like a little while ago that Marcus Rashford is 22. Like, and it feels like we've had him forever,
because we have.
Yeah, we have actually had him forever. But like we have, and Martial is 24. Across the midfield, like McTominay is 26 as well, 23.
Yeah, you've got Fred and Pogba at 27, McTominay 23, yeah.
Like across the board, we're such a young team. Mm-hmm. And with like Bruno 26, like you're saying, Rashford 22, all these like top class players coming through. These are exciting times. Mm-hmm. We just have to just hold on through the kind of shit parts that come with it as well,
It is insane. Yeah. It's going to be mad when we win back-to-back trebles in 10 years.
Yeah.
Well, and also, like, you make a joke about that, but also Lindelof's only 26 and Maguire's only 20. They're nothing ages for a footballer when you think about it. When we've seen the best of players at Manchester United in their early 30s, mid-30s as well. These players have still got a long way to go and a lot of things to learn in a Man United shirt. So I think it's really exciting. And just someone else who's learned quite a bit since signing for United, Joe, Fred. In terms of from when he first came in and to what he's doing now, I thought he suited that, so to speak, Kante Makelele role to a T within that diamond formation when Matic went off. I thought he was superb. What were your thoughts on Fred last night and so to speak the last few weeks too? He's been playing out of skin.
No, he's been absolutely brilliant. Like, and that's the thing. He's not always my favorite player, and by saying that, most of the time I hate him. But when he's playing that engine role, that anchor role of just battling, like being at people's heels, you'd want to say the most recent player we had like that was maybe Ander Herrera, except Fred is a lot, maybe not as good on the ball, but like so dogged and so gives everything to every single ball. And for me, like he in the role, as we were saying, in that Kante sort of role, in the Makelele role, as you said, that Angel, I think it suits him down to the ground. And I think if we're playing in that diamond, I think there's the best of Fred is yet to be seen. And I'm really excited because he's been exceptional in our 2 Champions League games so far, and they were 2 big games. So like the future's looking good. Sorry, go on.
I put out on Twitter. I think it was the first 22 minutes. Fred, I thought, was brilliant against Leipzig. I put out, like, obviously I was over-egging it slightly, Fred's best 22 minutes in United shirts, which then people are commenting going, oh, you're going over sort of blah, blah, blah. And then literally the 23 minutes after that, the last 23 minutes of the first half, he sort of sloped down slightly. United couldn't get hold of the ball. He was giving away the ball left, right and centre. He was all over the place. And then second half, as I said, Temi came on for Matic and he played well, didn't he, Fred? Credit where credit's due with his performances at the moment.
Yeah, I've been saying this for a while. He was, in my opinion, he was one of our 5 best players last season. He was very, very excellent last season. People didn't give him enough credit for it because we weren't consistent enough. He's been playing. He's been playing. I mean, everyone knows what N'Golo Kante is about, but over the past year and a half, Fred's been probably better. And that sounds crazy. I know people are going to see this and think I'm out of this. No, Fred's probably been the better player for the past year. He's, and a lot of the stuff he does goes so under the radar because maybe his frame, you know, he's a very small person, very slight, but he plays above his weight class. You know what I'm saying? He plays like he's you know, he's 6 feet. The first and third goal last night, he's balls of it. He's winning balls in the air. At how tall is he? 5'6", 5'7"?
Yeah, 5'6", yeah.
Winning balls out of the air, like easily, laying it off and giving our front players opportunities. Those are the things that people don't see because they don't sit on the stat sheet. I think he did that. Even his passing, I think people underrated a little. He does give the ball away. But he plays in passes that are pretty damn excellent. He played in a great ball for Martial, who put in a cross that just didn't work out last night as well. People just don't think about it. So yeah, I'm a huge Fred fan. I'm not shocked by these performances at all. I think I could name 10 plus performance or way more than that last season that he did something very, very similar. So long may it continue.
Now, Temi and Joe, I don't know if you've noticed, but whenever a player starts doing well, Karthik comes out as a super fan for them and has been, I've always supported them. I've always been a fan of them. Bit like he was with Luke Shaw last night. Luke Shaw, greatest left back in the world. But he's done that with Fred. I don't know, right? So, Karthik, tell us why you've always rated Fred. And I think the good thing with Fred is I think he's one of those footballers as well. In the right system, he brings the best out of that player he plays next to. But I think he's always brought the best out of Scott McTominay and given Scott McTominay a bit more freedom to play and learn the game. And I think he's done the same for the majority of the match against Leipzig with Paul Pogba. I think Pogba had, again, a really good game. And I think part of that was because Fred was doing a lot of work alongside him. So, yeah, how important is Fred to Ollie's United?
Yeah, when he first came in and it was obvious that Mourinho didn't want him, I kept saying that in the few glimpses that we got of him, I used to keep saying that I feel like he needs a run of games because he wasn't getting games. And then when Ollie started playing him more and he got into that run of form, I said, well, there you go. Look at him. He's playing fantastic. And Temi said it, and I said it last season, that he is playing the Kante role and he's doing it better at the minute because Kante wasn't in the best of form. Let's not get that twisted. And Fred, the thing I love about him is he can do everything except from shoot. So which is what we don't need him to do anyway. His work if you remember what I said, and I can't remember which preview it was, but I said I like my defensive midfielder to be agile, mobile, and fast. And Fred is all of those things. And
you said sexy too.
That too. He's Brazilian. Come on. And yeah, what you said about he brings the best out of his midfield partner. He and McTominay obviously works very well because they're both hardworking. They're both sort of disciplined in when they need to go and press, when they need to hold. But him and Pogba, I think, last night worked very well. As you say, Pogba didn't have to work hard because he had Fred covering for him. Fred was everywhere. And what Fred does best is he knows when to collect it and when to give it. Because I think also the diamond formation really did suit him because he wasn't having to just play it to the guy next to him and then hope he can then find the number 10. He had 3 players around him and the fullback. So he had a whole host of options to play it to there, which allowed him just to balance out the play a little bit more. So as I said, as I continue to say, put some respect on Federico Rodriguez de Paula Santos' name. Yes, I googled that.
Wow, no, there's a ban. Guys, get your thoughts in the comments. Let's get on to some predictions in a second. Make sure you hit subscribe on the channel, smash a like on this video. Big game coming up this weekend against Arsenal. So the final point of the show today has to be around previous Manchester United against Arsenal blockbusters. Let's keep it like round table for this bit, shall we? Because, lads, it would be safe for me to say that this is not the same fixture it was 20 years ago, was it, Joe?
No, Jesus Christ, no. I think I'm the only one who can really remember it properly, more so than you three.
Mate, I'm only 4 years younger than you.
Yeah, but like they were a big 4 years, yeah. No, but like you're looking at from what 96 till maybe 2008. Touched on 2008 as being the biggest game of the entire season, every time, home and away, because they were touching. It went from winning leagues to now, wherever you want to call it, it's a pub site now again, but effectively. But it's but now, unfortunately, it's the same with United and Liverpool for a long time. It's the same with Arsenal United. It's not what it used to be, but it's still a game we have to win. It's still a game we have to show up to, and I think we will. I think I think Arsenal aren't that good. They've lost 50% of their Premier League games this season. They're going to lose to Dundalk tonight of Ireland. Make sure to tune in.
50% of their league games.
Yeah, they've only.
How are we also done the same?
What?
No, we've not even won 50%. We've won one, drawn one, and lost two.
Well, fair enough, then, okay.
But we have beaten PSG and Leipzig in the meantime.
So in bigger games than Arsenal have played in Europe. Let's face it.
Let's be honest here. Like Arsenal, they've beaten Sheffield United, West Ham, and Fulham, and and they lost to City, Liverpool, and Leicester. So I'm just saying, like they might be playing good football, and they kind of peaked on the first day of the season so far. So I still think I'm really hoping we don't give them too much respect. I hope we just kind of go with the same intensity that we had against Leipzig last night, and just absolutely annihilate them, because I think they're there for the taking. Because the same with so many teams this season, they are shit at the back. Okay, I don't know how loudly I have to scream this. They are really well, but we're keeping clean sheets against Mbappe and Neymar. Don't count Martial's own goal as a goal.
No, we didn't.
We did, in a way. Martial gave them a chance. Okay?
Lads, this is not a debate about our defence. We've covered that so many weeks. And Karen, Joe.
Yeah, what I'm saying is we can't show them respect. We have to just go for them and take them out in the first 20 minutes, because we're starting with promise the last couple of games, so we need to keep going with that and not let it up just because we're playing at home. Are we playing at home? We are playing at home?
Yes, we
are. We are playing at home against a supposed big team. We just have to go for them and nail them.
Temi, as Joe says, there's been a big history of rivalry there. Favorite standout moment against Arsenal? Because for me, right, it's not even the 8-2 result. It's the fact that Ashley Young looked like Lionel Messi against Arsenal that is always going to be a highlight of mine. Just because it's just banter. Yeah, but he did.
I think for me, obviously, because I'm kind of a younger United fan. You're
not the youngest, though.
No, not the youngest. But in the U.S., they weren't really showing these games live when I was growing up. Obviously, the 8-2 is when things started picking up. So I watched that live. Great game. Never going to forget it in my life. But my favorite one that I've watched the full 90 of, obviously, I have MUTV. So I've watched pretty much every throwback you can possibly watch, that I've been allowed to watch. Was it 4-2 or 3-1? 04-05, Ronaldo gets 2 goals. We're in the black hits. That might be the best game of football I've seen ever.
Is that the game where John O'Shea scored the final goal?
Yeah, that was the last United Arsenal game in Highbury.
Final goal, he puts his hands up. I think that was a 3-1. That was a 3-1.
No, 4-2.
That was 4-2. And was that also the game where Keane and Vieira had to bust up in the tunnel as well?
Yep. That game, I've watched it. I've watched it on so many times. I mean, it is. That's probably the best, most exciting 90 I've ever watched, and I'm not trying to exaggerate when I say that. Like, it was fast. Like the pace of the game is unlike anything I've ever seen. The quality of the players on both sides, unlike anything I've ever seen. Paul Scholes, Darren Fletcher, Rio, O'Shea, Ronaldo.
O'Shea.
It was a masterclass from both teams, I think. And I mean, I didn't get to watch it live, obviously, but rewatching that, I still get chills every time I rewatch it because that's how exciting of a game it was.
I would say
that's probably my
game of football as well. Yeah.
Yeah. But I would say, like, what an amazing game. But unfortunately, the end product of that was we still finished below them in the league. Chelsea won the league, Arsenal came second, we came third.
Yep.
But if you're looking for quality, you're looking at the 3-1 in the Emirates in the semi-final of the Champions League.
Yeah.
You're looking at Owen Hargreaves' free kick when we basically won the league at Old Trafford. You're looking at 2-0 Wayne Rooney, Ruud Van Nistelrooy. Van Nistelrooy getting the penalty. Narrative-wise,
I was going to say that.
Yeah, narrative-wise.
I'm with Temi though. That game was superb because there were so many elements and moments within that game. The fact that it was, I think, like you say, it was a final game at Highbury. I'm sure that was one of the final games.
It was the final United Arsenal game at Highbury.
Yeah. And then what happened in the tunnel, everything that happened afterwards. That was also the game, by the way, wasn't it? I'm sure that was also the game where Sir Alex Ferguson's accused of having a pizza thrown at him as well.
No, that was at Old Trafford.
That was Battle of Old Trafford.
Yeah, it was Old Trafford. 2006 at Old Trafford. Yeah, Fabregas was at the club, and he said he threw the pizza.
When we ended the 50 run.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, of course it was. Yeah, but also, this is what I mean. So many moments between Man United and Arsenal. It's absolutely bonkers.
But I would also say I was working backwards. Okay, so we've got the 4-2 which game, and then hold on,
Joe, Karthik needs to say something.
Okay, fine. Go. Don't Eric about Luke Shaw.
I know what. No, no. All I was going to say is now it's turned into like this Twitter derby, hasn't it? It's so weird. There is
fan channel FC derby.
Now all I want is let's just for a laugh. Let's have Jesse Lingard in the squad tomorrow.
He does have a good record.
It's the Jesse Lingard derby. Just do it. All he's going to do it. He's going to name him on the bench because just in case. Go on, Jesse. Just sit there for a minute. First of all, we'll get you on.
I think it's more. I will say it's more likely Giggsy will come on and score an incredible, against Seaman as well. That's more likely than Jesse Lingard being named on the bench.
That game where Jesse Lingard Millie rocks the De Gea performance.
Yeah,
14 saves
performance. I mean, I was screaming that game. It was unreal game.
That was a good game.
How many saves was it, Karthik? Did you just say
14,
the number?
14 or something crazy? Like it was he was saving with his feet. I mean, Lacazette had like a sitter, like literally sitter, like that he
just did as well. If I remember in that game.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Mate, so many moments. Karthik, do you want to hit on another moment, or are you?
My favourite's got. I think I was just old enough. I mean, just started watching United at the time, but the one where we ended the 49 run, that was a good one. The 8-2, obviously.
Yeah.
What else?
Yeah, that image of Keown and Ruud, they're just going to be images that stay with us for footballing life. Like there is no way that they're ever going to disappear.
No. But that 6-1 was amazing. I remember watching that. 2001 it was, because I remember Dwight York was kind of out of the team at the time, and he was brought back in. He was top goal scorer 2 seasons in a row, but he was kind of brought back in. We were so far ahead of the league. Like leading up to that game, the entire back line had been decimated for Arsenal. And then immediately there was a hat-trick in 22 minutes from Dwight York. 1-0. Then Thierry Henry made it 1-0. When I love watching back at these games with Henry celebrating because I know what's going to happen next. So Dwight York gets 2. And then Solskjaer, Keane, and then in the second half, Sheringham came on. He was the top goal scorer that season, and he made a 6-1. That was peak because Arsenal finished second that season as well.
Oh, I just remembered another one, Louis, when we gave the kids a day out. When Marcus Rashford on his Premier League debut, we just give all the kids. Messi gets a game, Varela gets a game.
He scored 2, did he? Rashford.
Yeah, he scored 2, and it was just a day out for the kids.
Another moment, treble season, the FA Cup semifinal.
Yes, semifinal.
Yeah, obviously.
That game is the best. Best semifinal, best game of football, best semifinal in FA Cup history.
Where Giggs goes on the run, and then I think my favorite commentary ever is when Schmeichel saves the goal. I don't know who the commentator was.
Martin Tyler.
When Schmeichel saves the goal, he just goes, "I told you they needed Schmeichel." It's just like it's just hilarious. It's so funny the way he says it. Like I cry laughing. I told you they needed Schmeichel.
Myself and my brother. Myself and my brother were rewatching like great like games like that the other day. We had a few drinks, and it was gas. Like a lot of them were England losses. Sorry, guys, but it was against Iceland, against Portugal. It was great. Sorry. Okay.
But that's just a bit sad.
It's no, but it was we don't have much to cheer on Ireland football wise, so we take it more from misery from other people. But we rewatched the United Arsenal game. All right, and that, by the way, is just like no matter what way you're looking at it. It's last year's double winners, okay? And it's also at that time they were playing for the league title as well, and obviously for the FA Cup. They were still playing on every front, and that game, like 3 exceptional goals. Obviously, Giggs with the greatest goal in FA Cup history, but Beckham's goal, Bergkamp's goal, amazing. Arsenal had an offside goal. Roy Keane, our talisman, is sent off. Phil Neville. Like if honest to God, okay, if that penalty wasn't saved, he would have been ran out of Manchester. He gave the worst tackle for a penalty given to a penalty ever. He was on Ray Parler, nowhere near the ball. All he had to do was shield him because Parler kind of dummied and went by him, but he didn't have to go down. It was so bad. But if Schmeichel saved a penalty save, that goal knocked out, we go on to win the treble.
There's so many moments.
So many moments.
And if you're only up to date in the last 5 years, then and you didn't feel warm and fuzzy inside when Robin van Persie scored against Arsenal in his first game against Arsenal in a Man United shirt, then that was a great moment. But then also the Guard of Honour that Robin van Persie received, also something quite spectacular. And also, by the way, talking about Robin van Persie goals against Arsenal, the season after he scored against them as well, and he celebrated it. And he went mental when he scored it. So, loads of great memories. Guys, instead of doing our predicted lineups, I thought instead of doing that, what we do is we get everybody in this chat here now to put their predicted lineup in the comments when the video is out. So make sure you guys check out the comments if you want to hear our predicted lineups, because then we can put the formations together on what we think it is and have our own opinion. So, and also you can have yours. Get yours in the comments and hit like on the lineup that you think Ollie's most likely to start. And when Carfit loses, he can wear his Luke Shaw t-shirt for longer. Right, let's move on. Let's chat about the final predictions, which are the score result and first goal scorer. Joe, I'll come to you first.
It's going to be 2-0 United, and it's going to be Mason Greenwood.
Mason Greenwood, love it. That was I predicted Mason Greenwood would score first.
Nah, he didn't.
Karthik, what about you, mate?
I'll go 3-0 United, and with the first goal scorer is going to be Marcus Rashford, and Jesse Lingard is going to score one as well.
Okay. Jimmy, what do you reckon, mate?
I'm going to go 2-1. Goal scorers are going to be Bruno and Paul Pogba.
Love it. Do you know what? I was actually also thinking a Bruno Fernandes penalty for the first goal. So I'm also going to stick on that one with you. I'm sorry, Temi, to steal your name. But I'm actually going to go 3-1. Comfortable. Arsenal will score late on, but United will control the game. Yeah. Yeah. Let's say bye. Guys, thank you for watching the preview. Make sure you hit subscribe. Make sure you hit the like button. Check these guys out over on our Twitter account at @AllForUnited. Get following as well. And we'll see you guys next time. Ciao.
We're going to win the Champions League.
This is a Premier League fixture.
Doesn't matter.